My Lord, this is one of the prayers. My Lord, this is one of the prayers which we have made in an application file before the court, which I would like to address you on. My Lord, today, repeatedly, it has been said that the doctors are not going back to work. The first statement I wish to make is the state of West Bengal has acknowledged in its reply that we are all back at work. No. I would like that statement. Right now, one second. Yes, it is. No, Mr. Mehta, it is linked. I'm trying to explain what accounts for the 51-day delay in their going back to work. I'm making a statement. I made a commitment on the last date of hearing that they will hold a general body and take a decision to go back to work. I am discharging that obligation by making a statement in writing that they have all gone back to work, and the state of West Bengal has acknowledged that in a reply filed by them today. So that issue, my Lord, can be put to rest. No. Secondly, my Lord, now the question is, what about the repetition of what happened last time? It is in that context that we say that the people who are being investigated by the CBI, 7 in number, are still in employment. And all that we are requesting is, this is the reason they didn't go back, because these people who are under investigation are still in employment in Archicor. And we only request temporary suspension of these people pending the inquiry so that we can go back there with a sense of confidence that they will not target us. Lord, I know an undertaking has been given and I make a statement, we've not been targeted. I've made that statement, my Lord. But how does one expect them to work in the same college when the same people who are under investigating are still, Lord, in positions of power? Therefore, only they should be suspended. Lord, I know that no disciplinary action can be taken against them until a proper inquiry is held. But surely, my Lord, they can be suspended to inspire that confidence.
Let's hear Mr. Dwivedi. Yes,
so that's what we have not in this language, but we have hinted at that, my Lord, that if your Lordship comes to page 7, just, my Lord, at the top of the page, doctors belonging to so-and-so and also members of so-and-so, they claim that they tried to pacify the agitating trainee doctors. However, the agitating trainee doctors allege that aforementioned doctors were working on behalf of administration and also obstructing protests. Further investigation is...
Let's leave aside the protests. We are not
restricted to Archicor. It's not restricted to Archicor. No. The people in positions of power are in positions of power with regard to the medical examinations, the examination board, the corporation that takes tenders, and the West Bengal Medical Council, my lords.
Mr. Solicitor, by the next date of listing,
my lords,
this is something on which you must apprise the court. I mean, who are the people, even on, forget whether they were involved in any conspiracy to hush up the murder, or that's a very important aspect, but keep that aside for a moment. Are there any people presently who are under investigation, who are in positions of authority in the hospital, against whom there is an allegation of involvement in financial irregularities?
Or my Lord, with the crime.
Or with
both.
The first
inside
crime.
and outside the hospital.
With cover-up and the financial irregularities.
Both are crimes.
Both are
Either of the crimes or both of the crimes.
So let us know, because then...
So let CBI indicate, my Lord, to us, my Lord, who are those people, and we'll, my Lord, then take...
No, we'll give them the names and we'll give them the names, there's no problem.
Mr. Solicitor, ultimately any action has to be taken by the state government as the disciplinary authority. For us to issue a direction of a general nature right now without being in possession of full facts would be really to take over that jurisdiction of a disciplinary authority. So I think it would be appropriate if at this level at least there is some sharing of information on what with the state government, so that then they can, because suppose they were to take action and there is a petition challenging that action, the first question would be, what is the basis on which you have acted? Second, of course, you can suspend in anticipation of a disciplinary inquiry, but they must have some material. Have you, as a state government, have you taken any call on any disciplinary action against
we were told about 5 doctors, they have been, my Lord, suspended, action have been taken. Rest, if CBI, as and when they tell us, my Lord, something specific against them, or that they have been made accused, because investigation is very wide.
Who are the 5 doctors in Archicor whom you have suspended?
Who are the 5 persons? I'm sorry.
The recommendation is with the head of the postmortem is supposed to be the head of the threat culture.
Sir, there are many more than that.
And
My lord, we
just in
are
RG.
willing to share the names with the state of West Bengal. And my lord, if they are not suspended, they can at least be asked to proceed on leave during this pendency of the CBI inquiry. Because, my lord, otherwise we'll be told again and again, you're protesting, you're not going back to work. My lord, it's been a big effort convincing them to go back to work. We've succeeded and they have gone back to work. But the reason I'm raising this issue is, my lord, I don't want to come back to the court and say it's happening all over again. So let them just go on leave. I will give the names.
Please
My
give
lord.
the names
That-
to the
yeah,
CBI.
no,
And I will give the
Learned
names
judge-
as well, my lord.
Chief Justice is saying it's for the state.
Mr. Saidi.
My application 213387 is specifically on this issue on behalf of doctors working across the state of West Bengal, where we have named specific individuals who are involved as part of the so-called mafia, syndicate, nexus, whatever my lord seems to call it. But this is the specific issue that we have identified, that the underlying motivation and the interstate nexus, not intrastate nexus, which is singularly responsible for what has ultimately happened, needs to be investigated. We have identified individuals in our application. That is the application number 213387.
Now,
we will share
presently we
those
are looking,
details.
right. Presently, we are looking at two aspects of Arjikor.
Please.
One, the actual incident which took place,
Please.
and the issue of financial irregularities.
This goes beyond our
Now-
it's the
It does go beyond RG,
Minute.
my lord.
Absolutely.
No, my lord, today it's a question of
Just one
doctors
second.
going back to work.
The only question is that today, if we expand the investigation across other hospitals,
Please.
then we'll be in a situation where CBI will be left with an impossible situation. We are focusing on Arjikor, but rest assured, thereafter we'll see on what further to do. You have moved that application, that's important. At this stage, I think what you can do is, you can, Mr. Solicitor, you can look at the IA, so that, you know, if there is any further, if you know, there is a need for broadening the investigation, you can apprise the court, and then we can pass whatever supportive orders are necessary to effectuate that purpose.
Sir,
Because if this is a part of a broader nexus, either intra or interstate, then certainly this is a matter which we'll have to entrust to the CBI, of course. But before we do that, we must have some concrete materials
Yes, sir.
from
We shall,
the applicants
examine
and which
their-
they must share with the CBI.
No,
Appointed.
my lord, we have been cautious. We have been cautious in sharing the material because of the investigation is pending. I said, I have it in writing, but I'm not mentioning
Because
the names.
they are not going to
But
take
given the-
action because of the various doctors or groups of doctors or associations who are coming up with their own grievances and ask
No,
us
no,
here and there. Just a minute, please. On the last occasion, my lord, when the doctors association met, my lord, the CM, the Chief Minister, my lord, then they requested transfer of the Commissioner Police, the DC North, the Director Medical Education and Director Health Service. All of them have been transferred, my lord.
They
from there.
wanted resignation,
Now-
my lords.
Now resignation, dismissal, removal. So that's the whole problem.
But he was given a,
no, my lord, no.
the commissioner of police
It's
was
just that,
given
you know,
promotion.
for an inquiry, that somebody,
That's right.
suppose that is challenged,
That
Yes,
was the plea, my lord.
right?
The resignation is
Does
the plea.
would that even stand? It has to be
Demand.
action which is.
And this is what they want.
They're not making any such demand. Let them go and leave.
Just allow me. brother.
Demands, my lord.
Now this is all of them signed it, but this is what they gave to us. We gave it to your
My
lordship
lord,
at the last.
may I just, your lordship will.
Now, further, my lords, as and when, my lord, the CBI gives us, my lord, any information about any person, my lord, however high or low, of having been involved, my lord, in something, or that, my lord, his presence is not required, he should be removed, or he will be action will be
I
taken
would only
against
request,
them.
my lord,
No difficulty.
I would request, my lord, them to give me those names in a sealed cover. I will pass it on to CBI.
No, and to the state.
Just one. A fourth status report dated 30 September 2024 by the DIG, so head of branch, Special Crime -1 CBI, has been submitted to the court. The status report indicates the leads on the investigation, which are being followed up by the CBI, and the steps which have been taken in the course of the investigation. Next. During the course of the hearing, learned counsel appearing on behalf of the resident doctors have submitted their concerns to the effect full stop. Uske pehle, I just don't say that learned counsel. Without full stop, at this stage, it would be inappropriate. At this stage, where the investigation is in progress, it would not be appropriate to set down the details of the investigation or the leads which are being followed by the CBI, since that would compromise the status and effectiveness of the investigation. Full stop. At the same time, learned counsel appearing on behalf of the resident doctors, don't say at the same time, the CBI, as it appears before the court, is conducting an investigation on two facets. First, the alleged rape and murder which took place on 9 August 2024 at Ajikor Medical College and Hospital. And second, the allegations in regard to financial irregularities, which was also entrusted for the investigation of the CBI by the Orders of the Division Bench of the Calcutta High Court. To stop whether each of these are completely disconnected features, or whether there is a relationship between the two, is a matter again of investigation by the CBI. Full stop. During the course of the hearing, learned counsel appearing on behalf of the resident doctors as well as their associations have drawn attention to the fact that several persons against whom there are serious allegations of misdemeanor in the medical college and hospital are still occupying positions of responsibility. Full stop. The status report which has been submitted by the CBI indicates that several of these aspects are still under investigation. Stop. Responding to the submission of the doctors to the effect that the persons in positions of responsibility at the medical college and hospital should either be suspended or be directed to proceed on leave is a matter which will require examination by the state government as the appointing and disciplinary authority. Full stop. Mr. Rakesh Dwivedi, learned senior counsel appearing on behalf of the state of West Bengal, has submitted that if the CBI would share with the state government such preliminary material which would indicate the complicity of any persons in positions of authority, the state government will duly take necessary action in accordance with law, consistent with the service rules and regulations. Full stop. That apart, in the event that it appears that the irregularities which are noticed in the context of the Ajikor Medical College and Hospital cover not just the hospital in question, hospital and medical college in question, but extend to other such institutions within the state, within or outside the state,
So
the court may be, the investigating team of the CBI may be informed along the modalities which have already been prescribed by the earlier orders of this court. Thereafter, the court may take a call on what further directions to the CBI would be required to ensure that the investigation covers other aspects which may travel beyond the incidents which have taken place at the Ajikor Medical College and Hospital.
Well, I have a request to make.
Just record the IN number.
Now,
Milord,
sorry,
Your Lord,
I have one request, Lord.
It's a application.
a fresh application being IA number
213387 of 2024.
213387
87.
of 2024,
September.
which has been filed in that regard,
Please.
is taken on the file.
Great.
Full stop. Details of the IA may be shared with the investigating officers of the CBI.
Milord, Your Lordship may kindly